I love how they say, like, you know, you can't land your boat any place but an open area, and then he just immediately just goes and contradicts that.
Yeah.
In this ridiculously spiky area. That's fine. The spikes seem like the only thing that could really hurt Baul here.
You just pop him like a balloon.
There goes our airship.
Why did it turn into a desert? Because the air got dispersed or something.
Yada yada yada, science, fantasy, that kind of stuff.
Well, off to go through a boss fight.
I don't know, I'm sure you'll be able to solve it peacefully. Pharaoh is a lover, not a fighter.
He shows his love by setting things on fire.
I don't even think he has fire breath. We haven't seen it. Maybe he has explosive bomb breath. I can't quite remember, you know.
Didn't he break the bridge in the Angrest?
Yeah, but anyone could do that. Shoddy workmanship.
Yeah, they probably don't have any regulations for
You
that.
just have to step on it wrong and just crumble.
Well, he doesn't seem to be here. Maybe he's off somewhere taking a nap.
What's with all, like, the sleeping in this episode?
Pharaoh, you are here, aren't you?
The sleeping episode. I like how Judith was just like, hey, come out.
Insipid poison. At last.
Hey.
He looks like a turkey.
So
Pretty
you-
much.
Yeah.
Is that how you greet all your guests, Pharaoh? By
And of
calling
course
them
he has his
names?
signature.
For what reason have you come to me? Surely you are aware that I could end your existence with a mere thought.
You can talk
Also, I
pretty
love
good,
this
don't
voice
you?
filter he has.
Well, if
Yeah.
you really
Yeah.
wanna fight, I'd hate
He
to
drinks like
disappoint you.
4 glasses of whiskey a day.
I don't know, a creature that size,
Everyone,
probably like 4
please
handles.
Estelle,
It's the only way you can feel
Pharaoh,
it
please
anymore.
hear what I have to say.
Does death hold no fear for you, little one? For you gaze now into the mouth of death itself.
You guys really dramatic for no reason.
I mean,
am
he's
afraid,
real old.
But I'm even more afraid of dying without knowing
And he
who
thinks
I really
he's super
am.
powerful, so.
Belius told me I needed to meet you to learn about my destiny. I have to know just what that destiny is. I understand that I am a threat to the Entelikeia, but you said
She's
that
been
I
practicing
am a
this
poison
speech.
to this world.
Yeah, what do you think
What
she was
is this
doing while you were
power
at the
I
inn all
have?
those times?
Just who is the child of the full
She's ran through
moon?
this dialogue like a million times in her
If
head.
it is true that my existence cannot
She
be
was just nodding like,
tolerated,
mm-hmm.
then it's okay if I have to die. But I at least
Oh, she
deserve
flubbed
to
that
know
line.
why it is I have to die. Please tell me. I beg of you.
There was a time when this was a verdant land, sheltered by the blessing of an air crene.
Still don't know what air crenes are. They talk about like
So there was an
concentration
air
and then they're
crene
bad or
here.
something.
But what happened?
Yeah.
Why did it change?
What you see are the results of too much air.
Again, I think
and
the
its
places that
aftermath.
generate air.
As to why the air ran rampant, the answer lies with the poison.
And then there's too much, it's a problem. But if there's too
Yeah,
little,
if there's not enough, there's a problem. If there's too much, there's a problem.
Huh?
Jeez.
the answer lies in the middle. This was actually made by the creators of South Park.
More than any Blastia.
Okay, so she's kind of like an aggravator than the fact that she can generate or stimulate it more. Which I guess is why she's good at healing without a Blastia, and why she makes these things explode if she touches them.
Pretty much.
She's got a really high
Blastia
midichlorian
convert air
count.
into energy by way of a formula.
Pretty much.
So if Estelle can use her healing arts without the aid of any Blastia, she must possess a formula in her very being that lets her convert air into energy. Judith was
Okay.
searching for Blastia that used a particular kind of formula.
Her very being.
This special formula
inferior
Estelle has
beings.
must also consume massive amounts of air.
Okay, so she uses a lot of air
Which
in order to
causes
do her
the air
stuff.
cranae to become more active and pump out more air than they should.
But she uses the air in order to do her magic, but it also makes the air crane do more.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like, using air causes the air crane to, like, it throws the things out of balance, the air crane overcompensate. I think that's kind of what they settle on.
Pretty much.
Also, no thesis student would ever hope that their hypothesis is wrong.
Then
It is as she has said. With each
I don't know, maybe she was already writing the paper and it had that slant to it.
uses far more air than the Blastia.
I think it's kind of unfortunate that they set up this whole thing about Estelle's powers and all that and then never acknowledge it in gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only be called a poison.
You still just use nurse as much as you can and
Yeah.
then, like,
It out then?
create human, like, other people to just run through your battlefield.
This problem concerns the entire planet, and she is its cause.
Maybe Yuri's like, yo, giant turkey, screw you.
Also, couldn't Estelle be like, hey, I'll just won't use magic anymore, how about that? I mean, wouldn't that solve the problems?
Yeah, it would.
If the
In a
problem's with the
sense.
But you know how she
for
is.
us to solve.
I also like how Pharaoh's entire land has an Instagram filter over it.
The gravity of this situation is beyond your grasp.
You don't honestly think that everything's gonna be all sunshine and rainbows if Estelle dies, do you?
Actually, I did.
It's basically sovereign for Mass Effect right now.
Pretty much.
At Heliord, I stopped myself. And again at Dawnguest, I stopped you.
He's very direct. I forgot about that
What I
line.
thought was a Blastia turned out to be a human. Before I realized it, I had lost my way. I never thought this child could be as great a danger as you had said.
And due to your confusion, I granted you the time necessary to
Great,
see
thanks for the
things
status
as they
update.
are. As a result, my
10
sister
likes.
Belius is now lost to me. Enough. This power will bring only ruin.
Not sure I understand all this, but if her power's the
Yeah,
problem,
I'm with
why
Raven
can't she
here.
just not use it?
There can be no guarantee she will not try to use the power.
At least
Can
the
we
game
just, like-
acknowledges it.
That's true.
Yeah.
She does have trouble turning a blind eye to things happening around her.
Like this backhanded compliment.
Someday she will surely use her power to help someone. However,
Yeah,
as
she just,
long
like,
as she
you
keeps
know,
that
you
spirit of
probably should
compassion,
stop
she
with the...
cannot only be seen as harmful. She is not like a Blastia. I know that you can feel the difference.
Compassion alone will not save this world.
Listen, Pharaoh, I get that you've thought all this through with everybody's best interest in mind, but why doesn't that
I
world
feel like
have
Judas
a place
voice
for
actress in
Estelle?
this.
It is sometimes necessary to remove a part to save the whole.
Yeah, Spock.
I don't
Good
buy that
job.
for a second. What makes you so high and mighty that you're the one to decide who gets cut and who doesn't?
We
Well,
have
he is a
endured the
1,000-year-old
anxiety of
monster.
existence.
Yeah,
Span you can
He's-
conceive.
he's kind of got some authority here.
Such words
This is
mean
the part where
nothing from
people
those
start to
who
have
call
some
this
issues
world
with
home
Reed's
but a
character.
fleeting moment.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of being
Pharaoh,
hypocritical
please
here.
listen. The
I
important
understand
thing
it,
is
so.
finding a way to stop the excessive air, correct? We still have time
But I
left
think
to
it's,
search for
I think
such
it makes
a
him
thing.
stronger as a character, if
Judith.
anything. He's
And
just a flawed
if-
guy who,
If the effects of Estelle's
realizing he
power
can't
reach their
apply the
absolute
same
limit,
thoughts to
I will
everyone
kill
else.
her as promised. You should have no complaint with this.
Hey, Judith, are you serious?
Yeah, we already knew this, Carol.
I'm sure brave Vesperia will come up with something before that happens, right?
What?
You serial girl.
Yeah, of course we will.
Well, score one for Judith. So that settles it. If we humans are to blame for Estelle's problem and bringing on the apocalypse, then it's up to us to make things right. If we give it all we've got and still blow it,
Stella's
you can
problem.
slow roast us on a grill for all I care.
Her womanly
Roast us-
problem.
I don't think Carol would taste too good.
You have changed. If you were still
You don't think
as
those glasses
before,
would add flavor?
Have I? That is nice to hear.
Very well. Be ever mindful, though, that time
Okay,
is
so we have like a
fleeting.
time limit now, I guess, to figure out how to make.
You have a JRPG time limit, so more of a
Wait!
cutscene limit.
If the formulas are causing the excessive air,
That meteor
then
isn't
there
gonna
must
hit
have
the
been
Earth
times
until
when
you go to
happened
this
in the
spot.
past. I
Something
mean,
like that,
the
yeah.
Blastia were a product of an ancient civilization.
There exist those who have inherited
What is he doing? Is there like a tornado going on?
It's just
like
flying away,
or
yeah.
something? Just like super flying.
It's a good question.
You'd think he'd stop so that he could talk to you more clearly.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Thank God it's in a speech bubble.
Thanks for everything, Yuri. Judith, you too.
No problem. But hey,
Thanks for defending me there,
What?
Yuri.
it's okay if
Thanks
I
for
have to
promising
die.
to murder me, Judith.
What the hell was that?
I'm sorry.
What?
I don't want to hear that again.
So, is the change in his
I'm
character supposed to be that, like, she's not taking... He's upset at her for taking responsibility for her being insipid poison? Or I'm confused.
It's kind of like she's saying she's willing to die, and he's like not on board with that because he's seen enough blood, and something like that.
Man.
Or maybe
I was
because
really
she's
worried
female
there
lead
for
love
a
interest?
while.
Something like that.
We were pretty lucky that bruiser was in a mood for conversation. Poor Raven's heart can't handle that
Rapide
sort of
wasn't
stuff
worried, though.
anymore.
Rapide was wondering why they were even there.
He was like, "There's no plants here."
And that's what I can't figure out.
I
His
imagine
heart.
Pharaoh was conflicted as well. He hid himself from us in the desert to see just what
That's
we
a
were
good
made
line.
of.
Huh. Maybe he wasn't as bad as we thought after all.
You might be right. I get the feeling he'd do whatever's necessary when push
And then we
comes to
flew over to
shove.
there, so does it really mean anything?
That sounds like you.
Maybe.
But what are we
What
gonna
does
do,
our boat
Yuri?
captain think
You
of all
heard what
this?
he said.
Nothing is too.
He's
What
like
if
just
it's
on the
blazing?
periphery
It's
of
called.
every
That's all.
cutscene.
That's easier said than done. We're pretty much at square one.
We're not at
now.
square one. We understand what the problem is, and now we have to come up with a solution. Before, we didn't know anything because all these cutscenes happen where people get interrupted when trying to explain plot points.
There's no doubt that the formulas are related somehow
Yeah,
to
that's
the
a
air
big
getting
problem.
Why can't
with
we go find that
JRPGs.
Duke dude? The Duke guy seems to know how to, like, can't get rid of air. Let's just talk to him.
He does.
He
We
actually
already tried
shows up in a
talking to
bunch of
him.
And if
cutscenes,
they went berserk or
but
not.
He doesn't really care.
yeah,
If
he's
we
not
had that
willing to
kind
tell
of
you anything.
information, It might give us a clue.
Ask those who have inherited the sins of the past about the days of old. Or at least that's what Pharaoh said.
Yeah, let's go talk to
The
Duke.
Critia were the
He has
ones
that
to
crazy
invent the
sword.
Blastia.
Sick sword, bro.
In other words, we need to ask a Critian who is still familiar with the old stories.
Do you know any Critians?
Yeah, the Critia are often credited
One or
as
two.
the inventors of the Blastia.
There isn't much left of the Critian city of Timza, though.
If only we could go to
Things
the
might be
city in the
different if we had
sky.
somewhere else to look.
Yeah. Also, there's like
Spirit in the
Critians in
sky.
other towns. I mean, like, it's not unheard of that these people are
The
around.
hidden city of
But I think it's
Mimosa.
Critians that specifically know all the
It
old
is far
legends,
older than Timza, and the birthplace of the Critia.
Yeah, don't
which
be
is why
racist.
Judith
The
doesn't
first
know these
Blastia
things.
also originated there.
Really? Well, what do you know? You wouldn't happen to know where this Myorzo might be, would you, darling?
Yorzo?
Orzo, you know,
Heard
like the
that name
pasta.
somewhere. There was a Critian in Aspio. I'm sure they mentioned something about it.
My
Do you think that
Orzo.
person might
So, like, is this like the worst kept secret? Do all Critians know where this city is and just they don't tell anyone?
Pretty much.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
I think
no
that
harm in
is true.
checking it out.
Judith, are you coming with us?
I should. We still have
You
the
know,
issue of
what
the
Judith
guild to
apparently
straighten out.
doesn't know, though. I wonder what's that
To
about.
Aspio, then.
What happens in Myorzo stays in Myorzo.
The Saver, the Spender, and the Gambler. Sounds like a...
Oh, my heart!
Whoa, whoa. you okay?
He's having a heart attack.
It's just the sound of money gets this old heart racing.
Yeah, poor Raven's heart has some issues.
Huh?
Lots and lots of
Alright,
issues.
whatever.
I can't believe how much gold
You know,
we
that
have.
old man heart
I bet it would
issues.
feel great to spend all this gold at once.
No way! We still need to save lots more.
God, how much is he talks about his heart?
Sounds like you've got plans for the future, kid. Saving for a hideout for brave Vesperia?
No, I wasn't thinking of that. It's just that saving lots of money feels...
Saving lots of money
good,
doesn't
you
feel
know?
good. Spending that
You know what
money
they
on
call that,
drugs
kid?
feels good.
That's what.
So yeah, this
There's no use hoarding your money for
cutscene, I
later.
guess,
You
comes
gotta
on
spend it all at once.
when you
Go
get a
wild.
certain amount of
No,
gold.
that's even worse. You kids have got no sense of moderation.
All right, old man, then what do you think we should do with it?
Just
The old man's like
invest it in
brothels.
old Raven. My secret guild knowledge will give you back 100 times as much.
Oh wait, he's starting a pyramid scheme.
Bitcoins.
Let me
Raven
tell you about
coins.
Bitcoin.
Okay, we're going to Aspies, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Let me tell you about Aspie coins. You know those nerds would be into it.
Oh yeah, they have Blastias running non-stop to mine them. That's actually the reason the planet's going to shit. It's not because of Estelle, it's the Bitcoin mining rigs.
Yep. That's why Aspio's in a cave, because it's naturally cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Get air cooling from that entire mountain range.
It's been another long day. Let's save the manhunt.
Makes
It's not
too
like
much
it's being
sense.
used for anything else. And strawberry cooking.
How long has it been since you slept in a proper bed? About 10 minutes.
At least a day.
Well, I suppose we can all stay at my place.
Wait.
Maybe he's just not a fan of the Dongrass bed.
Yeah.
You could come over to my place for the night.
Carol,
This is a guild thing. Best for us not to get involved.
Oh, I forget there's a weird
I've
echo
thought
in this
about it
like
a lot.
area.
What we should do.
Yeah,
Well,
they
they're
do that in a
okay.
couple places.
And I
Yeah.
realized we have to figure out a few things if we're gonna keep this guild going.
Again, no one's told them that it's not really a real guild.
Sounds like something we should do.
So we're gonna have to murder you.
Well,
I'm sorry,
we said it
Judith.
before. The most important thing is obeying the guild's laws. Those who break the laws suffer
Do
strict
we ever
punishment.
really sit down
Even
on
if
what
they're
the laws
friends or
of this
family.
guild
Not
are?
really.
That's the source of the guild's power.
Maybe
Yes.
it's a side quest somewhere.
So what I'm thinking is, we all have to
Pretty sure they
receive
did say
punishment.
something related to the laws, but they're pretty vague.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like do the right thing.
So, if we all have to receive punishment. He just wants to get spanked.
I know that Judith was fighting for our planet all on her own, but even though I didn't know, I still failed to help a fellow guild member. So I gotta accept my punishment.
So, you failed to help someone when you didn't know they needed help. Well, you're failing to help millions of people right now because you don't know they need help. That's a very dumb law.
Me?
Where you know that you need
Maybe
help,
you
but
were
you're not
trying
doing
to
it,
follow
like
your own
starving
path,
people.
but you still
Yeah,
kept things
jeez.
hidden from us.
I mean,
There's
does
no
this
way
planet
that
have
could be for the
starving
good of the
people?
guild.
There's very few like urban
Probably.
areas.
Well,
So you
I
gotta
Yeah,
can't
know
imagine the
what you
world
do.
population is that high in this place.
Yeah, probably not.
Now he's stretching it.
Considering
The laws are
like every
important.
place except the
What if
Berry of
someone does the
Blastia
right
stuff
thing,
is
but still breaks the
infested with
law?
monsters.
Should they be punished?
That too.
To be honest,
Probably
I
more
just don't
skeletons
know
than
yet.
people at this point.
That's why we should all just accept our punishment and start over from scratch.
He's a
This is
masochist.
getting
What do you
deep.
think?
I can't promise I won't have
Carol's
my
talking about
secrets in
breaking the
future.
Prime Directive.
That's the way it is. If you can't trust us, then there's nothing you can do. That would be my fault.
Can't promise that I won't
What if I
murder
saw
people
a
in the
Blastia
future.
that our guild was planning on using again? That would be breaking the law that says I should act in the interest of the guild.
But you'd also be acting for the sake of the world.
Okay, I'm done with this rules lawyering.
Guilds aren't there just so
Yeah,
people can obey
you
their
know.
laws.
Yeah.
Doesn't that
Judith
seem
would
to
be
make
the
your
kind
laws
of kind of
meaningless?
person who'd like get a Munchkin character going, min-max like crazy.
Yeah, see, Rita knows what's up.
No destroying Blastia until 3
I've
months
never
after
heard a
they've been
guild like
released.
this before. But you've got me interested, I'll give you that much.
Raven's just like y'all crazy.
I'm just full of surprises. I had thought plenty about myself and what I should be doing, but I might not have considered how my actions would affect you guys. This is a way of settling things I didn't even realize existed.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to keep traveling with all
Yada
of
yada
you.
yada.
The
Character
scene is
development.
just going nowhere.
Guild development.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they were finally gonna deal with, you know, the whole Judith betraying shit, but
Sounds
really they just spouted off nonsense for about 5
They
minutes.
don't.
That's kind of how they dealt with
I guess
it.
that's
You
where
know,
we stand.
everything's cool now, right?
You really are some of the oddest people.
What's the
I've
point of
ever
having
met.
laws, though, if you just let the laws slide?
Well,
What's the point of having laws when you never explicitly said what those laws were?
I like how everyone in the party is just like, this is really stupid.
I think his whole deal with the guild laws is he wants people to still hang around him because he knows he's an idiot and not popular and everybody would leave.
Pretty much.
sounds about right.
Is that all a guild
Kind of
is?
what it comes down to.
The Don ran his guild just a teensy
Rita's even like,
differently.
oh my
Yeah.
god, these people.
There's something beautiful about this way, though.
So, What about the punishment?
Well, screw the Don.
Yeah, I almost forgot.
Didn't get him anywhere, did he?
Looks like you guys are on pretty
We got him
research
somewhere.
detail.
Several
We'll be
wares.
relaxing at my
Well, it
place.
didn't get him ahead.
Hey, why do you get to
Heyo.
decide?
Excuse me? Did I hear a complaint?
Sorry.
Oh.
No, ma'am.
Is there like a costume with like bondage gear for Carol? Because he's really into this whole punishment thing.
Man, he is. He loves.
I don't think
He
so.
likes messing around with gender roles.
Yeah.
That
Partied with
costume you do
everyone.
get.
Reconciling.
Carol, were you thinking by
His
yourself
favorite
this
song
whole
is
time
Laid
about
by
what to do with
James.
Judy?
Yeah, it was pretty much all I thought about after we left Nordopolica. That, and about what you did to Rago and Cumore.
You still up about that whole murder the
It's
bad
nice to
guys
hear you thought
thing?
about me
Meh.
that much, even when I wasn't around.
Yeah.
I thought we
wasn't
were
sure at
past
first
that.
What was right, what was wrong.
I'm pretty sure everyone agreed that they were assholes that needed to die.
Without the Dawn's last words, I never would have found answers to the questions
Am I right?
had.
Am I wrong?
You gotta stand on your own.
And you may
2
tell
feet.
yourself.
Yeah, I was
Letting
thinking
the
about what
days
that
go
meant.
by.
And before I knew it, I wasn't thinking about what was right. I was thinking about what I want to do.
And that helped you decide what to do with the guild.
Again, this is
Yeah.
all
So
nonsense.
here's
Yeah,
the
this,
start.
this is kind of a bad time to give you this
That's
scene
how
right
it
after
starts.
that last scene. Like, I've had enough of these words.